Everybody get up, it's time to slam now.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Come on and slam, if you wanna jam.
A prayer I've heard since I was a baby follows me around in different channels. Encore. Mud has a way of bringing me closer to people. Satanam. Squish my toes in and I vibrate with the hum of the earth's core. Karta Purak. I attract the universe with my intention. Nirvo, leading with a fearless heart. Nirve, thoughts escape the revenge cycle. Akamurat, love is endless everywhere, omnipresent. Ajuni Sepang, in death and in life we are infinite, infinite. My mom, my Nanaji, both passed. Nana sends me $300 twice in 1 week, but I hide it for whoever lost it finds me again, left in an ATM. Gurprasad, Guru Nanak, Jesus, Muhammad, all here to give humanity what we needed, exactly when and where they came to be. Jap, meditate and earth absorbs you. The such truth in humans is the word. Juga the such. Over time, it's been distorted. Habi such to mask depraved actions. Nanak Jose be such. When words match actions, we are one. With words, birds, love, sun, moon, and sea, we see together. A body born a hobby, soft and naked and pink, scrunched up so small and wailing as we take our first breath. They say we're closer to our past lives, as newborns screaming for the cradle of the womb. Our talents fresh in the mind and muscles take us back to who we are or were. Life swirls us into what we think we need to be and whittles us down to who we are and why we're here. Thriving is a tricky thing. The way freedom escapes the flimsy layer of social dominance, or we see beyond the narrow box of where we are, ascension. You have to work at it, or else get swept up in the pendulum. I see myself a newborn, loyal, loving, laughing, dodging the pendulum amid clutter, waiting for my coffee to brew. The wind takes me in waves down sidewalks of the living, rooms into windows of lives. We see street-side survival in the eyes of hungry love. It swooshes my cigarette smoke into a nest of a cloud, of a fog, inching closer to the ground as night falls on the streets, in sheets like midnight linen cover us, protect us. Our hair, the strands, wildly flailing arms of firecrackers spread out to rest on the underside of a kind of bedding only you can provide, the disarray of a day dismayed, as dimes strewn round the street, the sidewalk. Someone struts crouched low, nails scraping, collecting their next meal. Got any change today? Sings a soprano who shattered stained glass once in a church cathedral, the shards sharpened by trickle down, cascading shimmer of pretty spears. Years ago, but still falling, they cut skin tender, they bleed my arms, which spout red fountains, my mind can't make it up, can't make itself up, can't make it up to them, trapped in this funnel. How do we stay soft in a downpour of cut, when where does it come from but us, the US? But look, I don't have to, but look at the child with concave skull and feel, I feel, do you? My heart sprout blood red bread for her to rest on.
Weird thing happened today. I asked myself, do I believe in God? You know what I think? I believe in the devil. Hell, I believe in the devil more than I believe in God. I don't know about God. You know, I looked around, searched real hard, and I'm just not seeing it. I wouldn't say I've lost all hope and forsaken all faith in humanity completely. That's impossible, because there's always going to be that few that stand out and go against the current. It's like a law written in the universe that there's always got to be someone that does something different. Maybe that's me. There has to be, because I don't understand this world. Not because I'm righteous or prudent, but because I'm simple and fair. The rules are simple. Do unto others as you would to yourself. And in my opinion, morality and freedom are two sides of the same coin. And it's why humanity has gone into chains. And it's not going to get any better unless we stop being so selfish. All we can do, all you can do, all I can do is lift each other up and be that rebellious few that does something different.
If you were to ask where all the real cowboys have gone, the answer is I don't know. But there are some of them still in Charlotte, North Carolina. These punk rock boys have taken on a whole new world. When half drunk ain't drunk enough. When these fixie kids on bicycles and their bicycles become their trusty steeds, and on a carbon fiber horse I ride. Y'all, it's my brother's birthday. And tonight we are getting tore up all the way from the floor up. Tired men putting on little boy crazy suits. These punk rock kids ain't ready for what's coming their way. We're swerving bikes through car horns. Our favorite finger up New Yorker sign for being number one from every driver. When beep, beep, get out of the way, hippie, becomes the soundtrack to our spinning pedals. When I ain't no hippie, I just look like one, y'all. I'm an Irish punk rock rebel revolving bike chains. We ain't driving to the show. Shoot, it's just close enough from home that we can bike the long way round. A backpack full of beers, a couple shots of whiskey. A cop can give a bicycle a DUI, but none of them want to. Spoken from experience, I ain't guessing when a cop can't catch an alley cat rider. These dropkick Murphys can't be in Charlotte in a minute, but we got 60 minutes to spin and drink for punk rock man's birthday, and the show's getting started, and we striking, y'all, and the show's done been started. My brother is the show. I was hyper as a Tigger, a speed man, a piglet. I left home in a headgear of fear. Eeyore never needs to be putting on a muzzle. The guy I'm riding with says I need to calm down. No, motherfucker, you need to start getting excited. You have any idea how much we lived through? How much we grinded through. You ain't just turning 40 today, brother. We are revolving around the sun's axis, celebrating everything. I want you hyper. I want you so hyper. The people standing around beside me said to be quiet, to stop pushing the barricade. As the music literally yells, start pushing the barricade, but bouncing barricade boys ain't ready for these bars on floorboards that choke swords. We remember when the nooses used to be grinding on tree bark. This is our moment, baby. So grab my hand, brother. Let's dance until kingdom come. Apparently, these rules can't regulate or hold us back tonight. Let's be free for one more song.
You feel that? The power of centuries humming in my veins. The weight of reincarnations on this very stage. Every note carved by pen and blade. It's how I remain unscathed. My soul remembers the wars it fought to exist. The flames it walked through to glow like this. Here I stand, now an alchemist. A creator. A goddess bitch. I'd hate me too. For you cannot disrupt what is divine. I've danced with my demons and dined with gods that match my compass, rhythm, and rhyme. Born from the mead that makes scribes, I am the product of what happens when worlds collide. The DNA of forbidden texts lost in time, ink that refuses to fade, etched under skin, this fine. I'd hate me too. The aftermath of 1,000 deaths, blood of stars carved into my flesh, the child of blackened quills and elements, snatching heartbeats and stanzas clips. My name is a spell only the brave dare utter it. Magic spills from my fingertips, reflecting all I've become, a goddess who doesn't apologize for the darkness she embraced and anything she has done, the light she'd mastered while having fun, the chaos she commands and the villain origins she has begun. I'd hate me too. I'm the ashes of my enemies with a bite of steel, reborn from cosmos I had to steal. A goddess of grind, forged raw and real. I took the hands of time and made that motherfucker kneel. Brick by brick, I built this shit from a molten core, fought shadows, swallowed flames, begged for no encore. Each death a debt, paid it, then politely asked for more. Called me a stitched up crown, stitched up scars in a crown of gold, a blueprint rewritten too bold to fold. A tale of guts and glory, the legends retold. And plus, I never get old. I bled for balance, now I never lose. Shit, I'd hate me too.
To my Baroque baby brother, whom I smothered in the ribs, I was going on 18, you were only 16 agers, both sick mortally, but old enough to know better. Weathering each other's weather just became the status quo. It's too bad, really. And though I'm still reeling, I'm glad for you. I sincerely hope it's better. Your life without me in it. Is it true that I too may be better off bereft of your presence? On whom now am I to lavish presence whene'er I'm feeling altruistic? I'm too generous for a hedonist, for an idiot, a ventriloquist, so silly it's, looking back, it's so goddamn pretty in the rear view. At least I got some modicum of enjoyment out of it before it up and dove nose first out of the back window. That metaphor examined blurs, but I'll forever stand beside my words, for I'm a goofball with conviction. Sam Adams on the Rockwell is fine. I'm on a mission. I'm desperate for admission to a specific sphere of religion, an earnest coterie, a movable meal for souls of artists manifest who bleed ink until their canvas is properly soaked through, workshopping whatever they deem as less. A test I'm confident I not now pass. I'm insecure, diffident, and I think you know the gaze deep into my soul through these pasteurized words until my rasterized eyes deliver unto you new worlds. Hey, look only at the screen in front of you. Single file lines. You hear that? Sit down when the teacher's talking. I hear teaching's the best way to learn. So maybe it's time I take a turn and cut my teeth on cafeteria lunch meat, no sanitary salad option or eager lunch ladies to make ends meet daily. They work for 2 salaries, minimum wage for working overtime hourly. How cowardly, the flowery, omniscient powers that be. But industry is nothing in the face of true artistry, but it's a man's world. And men want shiny things. Shiny suits to parade in shiny cars with a handful of windfall provides flush in shiny spades. Tip a dollar, till a seed, save a life, shade yourself under a money prepaid debit card. Discover that the cover image is a royal blue Corvette, an American reimagining of a coquette show set in the pounding heart of Amsterdam. Am I proud to be an American? Am I proud to be here? I know myself, and I'm hardly proud to be me, but what is America? What is pride? Maybe I wasn't there. I swear I was, but I suppose it doesn't matter since everything is caught on camera nowadays. I'm spiraling in circles, don't know which way yet. Check back in a couple days. I'll try my best to paraphrase.
All right, America, it's sock it to me time. Sock it to me, 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 America. What is your moral compass? Where do you truly stand? Are you really going to allow Wish.com Hitler, that diabolical floater in Satan's shitter, another chance at a seat of the throne in his kingdom of lies and fake news? Meanwhile, Fox News spews hues of fascism, and all of a sudden it's deemed trendy to be a racist. It's hip to be a racist. It's hip to be a rapist. It's acceptable to have been convicted 34 times and still be deemed viable for the presidency. Sock it to me, 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 America. Do you get off at belittling minorities? Is it a guilty pleasure you cannot get rid of? Is it a kink that you just can't quit? I kink shame you, America. Me and the millions and millions who have had to experience life being considered less than white. It must be wild to have the complexion for the protection and for the collection. Fuck you for calling my homeland a floating island of garbage. Fuck you for cheering and laughing. Fuck you for thinking that throwing paper towels into a crowd of desperate people would solve any issue. Fuck you for making help difficult to access after Hurricane Maria devastated a powerless island. Fuck you for everything you stand for. Fuck you for constantly misleading so many people. Fuck you for ending so many friendships. Fuck you for giving more rights to guns than women. Fuck you for the fraying of mental health of an entire nation. Fuck you for grabbing America by the pussy. Fuck you for mistaking Donald Trump with God. And fuck anyone who tries to tell you why privilege doesn't exist. Sock it to me, 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 America. Will you enable this cancer to grow, or are we going to perform chemotherapy at the polls? Guess it's too late.
When I was a kid, no one explained to me the difference between streetlights and guardian angels. So on road trips, I would sit in the back seat, sprinkled with snow petals, my crown against the glass wall. There was no ceiling for me, just the lights. My dad, the driver, and my mom, the juice giver. The street lights would flicker by, bringing a clarity to the night, making the shadows less scary. Driver would get in the car some days, the forest of his beard bending round the open cave, on the hill of his face a smile you could barely see, but was always on the horizon for me. Driver is the one who can navigate roads no one knows. Even he has not been here before. But something in him knows the weight. The light shines out there. You can see the next one coming. It makes the darkness in between almost pleasant. I sit in the back seat with my crown safe against the glass ceiling and my thoughts on the family that can't be broken. The juice giver stays in the car with me every day. Her soft hands hold a comfort to heal any sickness that the driver can't keep out of this car. She keeps it spotless in her mess. An organized chaos she is. The light softens at the edge, but it never gives out. At its darkest, starts to overlap and begins again. These streetlights told me we travel the only driver knows where. Some days I would close my eyes to run into the dry shower of summer to find that the driver had no smile, hidden or otherwise. There was only the small piece of his power showing. Juice Giver and I would try to stay out of his ways most days. We could give the birth to the beast that driver's power needed and stay safe. But there were days his rage spilled over the table of our car, flooded the vehicle, soaking everything in gasoline. No escape. I would hold on and pray for the driver to find the wheel in his heart again. These street lights hold me as we travel to only driver knows where. There are days that the juice giver would wake up and she is not there. She stares at things the driver and I can't see. Most days we could keep her with us. But there were days that she would not be moved. The silence, breaking, crashing through the car in a way no one but us could see. On those days, driver and I would pray that she finds the drink her shearing soul needs. The light shines, the light goes by, the darkness goes by, the car stops. Driver and juice giver get out, but my door is locked. There is suddenly a water woman sitting in juice giver's seat asking me where we are going. There is a princess in the back seat wearing my crown, asking water woman for a drink and looking at me, cascading light into her darkness. She says that she can see the next street light, loves this adventure that we're on, asks how I always know what to do. In the rearview mirror, I see an old man and woman who look a little like driver and juice giver. The princess calls them Abba and Softa, Grandma and Grandpa. I match eyes with the old man, both of us now fathers. Driver has driven me to the driver's seat. The old say that we are going to make it. Water woman puts her hand on my leg and says that we are going to be okay. Y'all, I'm in the driver's seat, my foot on the pedal, going 90 miles into the darkness. There's no light in sight.
How do you tie down magic if it's unseen? We play house. It's really that easy. Dress my inner child up. She was people pleasy. And when I played small, niggas loved to fondle my boundaries, display, whip, and chain up my insecurities, beat my light down, then frown at the darkest parts of me, loudly protest my strength. A whisper that you behind closed doors kept blinded to the possibilities of a safe word. That's how you tie down magic. It took the best parts of both of them to make me. MOMDAD. A gay black woman sound like something I chose to be? My genes handed me disability. Now my tongue lethal and they mad at me. Carbon copy of the Taz in me. A triple homicide sound like something I planned to be? They were triggered by my essence and threatened by my verbality, yet in the same breath, they had me question my reality. That's how you tie down magic. So let's break down safe words. Safe word number 1, family. I learned early, not every devil wears horns. Sometimes her title is grandma, and her cookies are warm. And them church doors are always open, ready to smite and scorn. I watch the women become pick-me's, pluck at their own petals, their mentals breached, cut their own stems just to become flowers on city streets, for the men to never receive, 'cause their absence is ghostly. So tell me, how I remind you of someone we don't see, hardly know, except for a pick or 3. You had a relationship with that man, not me. He been behind bars since I was 16. So tell me, how y'all come from a 2-parent household screaming healthy, whole time you got a secret sister that lived down the street? Second word, friend, 'cause them bitches is unsafe too. Treat you like Carrie while you on stage doing you. The type to tell you to break a leg and mean it just before they push you. Seeth when they congratulate you on some, ooh, I love your work. I see what you do. I fuck with how your pen move. But I can't stand you, 'cause I can't stand next to you. I can't take what God got planned for you. third word, my lady, my baby, my boo. I wasn't safe with none of you. Y'all love to watch me come for you, then crumble as long as I was under you. Y'all love to watch me come undone, fulfill the fantasy of that perfect one. As long as I played small, pretend was fun. But the moment I did better, them bitches untethered. And that's how you reclaim magic.
From behind the operating room window, Amy and I watch Jeff affably greet the patient, brain hooked up to the Namano thresher, body clothed in only a simple blue and white hospital gown. A humble contrast to the garish designer threads he no doubt sauntered in with. Since verisimilitude procedures cost such a pretty penny, the clientele consists mostly of celebrities, executives, real heavy hitter types. A shame it can't go to the people who really need it, but that's economics for you. Hey, Ave, what's this guy's story? I ask. I can tell she hates it when I call her Ave, but she's too diffident to do anything about it. After all, she's only an intern. Over her tablet, Avery's eyes dart nervously toward Amy, who in turn nods her head. You can share it. All right. The girl clears her throat. Patient is one Gregory Allen Furman, male, 60 years old, vice president of record label. Knew it. Aggravating instance, flippant comment made by major shareholder of label company over signing a hot new homosexual artist. Hot artist in general or just popular among the gays? Amy scoffs. Avery's sarcasm sailing well overhead squints back at her tablet. That's what it says. Hot new homosexual artist. Here, she tilts the screen toward me. See? Verbatim. Jesus. What was the remark? She looks up at me puzzled. The remark, the flippant remark. Oh, he apparently referred to the potential new artist as a, she looks back down, flaming F-slur. He said F-slur? Verbatim? He said faggot. I burst out laughing. I can't help myself. David! Amy digs me in the ribs and I'm cackling. Avery's totally nonplussed. Good thing the booth is soundproof. It's not funny, David. Avery, read him the core episode. Yeah, sure thing. Patient was 11, was called, she pauses, furrowing her brow. F-slur and beaten with wood switch after holding hands with male classmate. Would you like me to go into further detail? No, Avery, that'll suffice. Thank you. Amy turns back toward me, hands on her hips. Oh boy, I swallow my smile. Listen, you know me, sis. I'm no gay basher, but come on. It's really not the least bit funny to you? Oh my fucking God, David. Does that story... I'm gonna stop you there. Because I know what you're about to say. No, that story doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't. Dude could be a total tool for all I know. Probably is. Most people are. And that's equality, no? I'm not treating him differently because he sucks cock. Avery's scarlet. I'm just saying it's a funny word. Listen, I took a humor writing class in university. David, shut the fuck up. No, listen, you'll find this interesting. I took a humor writing class and we learned that hard consonant sounds are funny. Inherently. It's how we're wired. Can't fight it. I shrug. You're incorrigible. Good word. The intercom wakes to a staticky life. Jeff unmasks, beaming, his veneers chiclets. Invictus. When I arrive home, Courtney's car is gone. In her place on our condo's narrow kitchen island sits a jaundiced yellow sticky note in the shape of a heart, a child's conception of one, sans ventricles. In nigh illegibly small text it reads, parent-teacher conferences, won't be home until late, Nemo's in fridge, XOXO Court. I swing open the refrigerator door to discover a tin-wrapped brick of a thing. I weigh it in my palm before unwrapping one side. A novice Nemo's enjoyer would have removed all the foil, risking the contents spilling freely out the burrito's ass. After conducting a quick sniff test, I take a tepid bite. Chicken chipotle. Plopping down on the couch, I flip the TV on to the news. Insurrections overseas. Within our borders, college admissions scandals, a new weight loss pill, the pending sexual harassment trial of Sean Griever's prolific Santa Monica tech guru. As I savor my last few bites of south of the border bliss, I spot a rivulet of hot orange grease running down between my thumb and forefinger, pooling at the rubber band of my smartwatch. Its face reads 7:08 p.m. Still 2 hours until, honey, I'm home. At least. Careful to keep my wrist level with the floor, I'd rather not leave an oil stain on the carpet. The last thing I need is Courtney's gorilla thumb on my ass. I cross the room to wash my hands, tossing the burrito wrapper along the way. Whistling, I grab my keys from the entryway hook and enter our, Courtney's and my, shared study. Booting up my PC armed with a custom water cooling system and state-of-the-art GPU, courtesy of a freelance gig I did for a fabless startup last year, I unlocked the bottom drawer of my nightstand cabinet. Rummaging through the drawer's contents without looking, I would draw what looks like a small USB flash drive and plug it into my computer. I'm immediately greeted by a series of small pop-up windows. Username, autofill. Password, type it in. At least 18 years of age, check the box. Artificial intelligence, real intimacy. Welcome to the future of sex. I grin. I wrote that as a placeholder intending to go back to it, but apparently the company liked it enough never to ask for a revision. Shit, they liked it enough never to ask for their dev key back. More than likely, they just forgot. I select women and surf languidly through the bevy of options before me. Redhead, dominatrix, girlfriend experience, but I have dev permissions. I unzip my jeans with my free hand as I examine my bookmarked custom profiles. A few movie stars, my high school psychiatrist, an old college flame generated from her social media, and of course fed a mini memoir from our time together. Hard to believe the site started as intimacy recourse for the grieving. Or maybe it's not so hard. Sex sells after all. After a few minutes of careful cogitation, I land on the shrink. It starts as a typical hour-long EMDR session. Follow my finger, find your safe space. Jeff, Courtney, Greg Furman, it all melts away. And then she unbuttons her blouse. She counts me down from 10. We get to 6 before I finish all over my lower stomach and nether region. I need to drink more water, and I could probably use a shave. It's already 9:15 by the time I finish showering and brush my teeth. Courtney's still not home. I dream I'm a New York Times bestseller.
I want to rest in peace while I'm alive. I want to remember every lesson that I learned after I cried, and I want to ride with God on my side, not in the back of me because I don't know where I'm going, not in the front of me because I don't want my defenses left open. I want a divine spirit right next to me like a gun in a holster. I want a semi-automatic with bullets that work like magic, heal like blessings while bringing mathematics, financial literacy. I want to shoot people with clarity about chemistry. I want to see entrepreneurs and random establishments teaching economic empowerment. And I want to see Jordan and Pippen squash this beef. It's a bad look to the brotherhood movement. And I want to stop seeing people catch the COVID-19 after they've received both dosages of the vaccine. I mean, I want to put away some cash, diamonds, gold, and some coin. And I want to invest in most things, but there's a lot of hackers in Bitcoin. I want to mute Sean Hannity on Fox News. He's annoying. I want to ask people, why do they watch golf highlights? It's boring. It's more fun to play it. And I'll be wanting to grab the ignorant by the mouth and duct tape it. Let's face it, you can't pull out any love from anything rooted in hatred. Yeah, I just want to address some of these problems. I want more immigrants and immigration to be granted and asylum. And I want the next generation that comes after me to know that the Globetrotters were from Harlem, and we would have never known who Allen Iverson was if it wasn't for a governor pardon. Pardon this interruption. I just want to be starting something. The moves that I create have created movements. In my community, I want to see improvements. Sometimes I need a blueprint. I mean, sometimes I want a mentor. I don't want 100 people trying to celebrate with me afterwards. Show me your loyalty before this poem approaches number 1. I want to hug my son. I want to protect every little girl that I look at as a daughter. I want to drink only distilled water. I want to see the Dolphins and Hurricanes play hard for all 4 quarters. Yeah, I want to be real with you. I want to fall back from a few just to see who deals with me for real. I want to know why Samuel L. Jackson didn't receive an Oscar for A Time to Kill. When I'm depressed and feeling numb, sometimes I just want to feel. I want to stop eating fast foods and only eat decent meals. I don't want to only just talk about the things I want to do. I want to heal.
1. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the fascist states of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under Trump, extremely divisible, with liberty and justice for Trump. 2. Satan forgot to flush him down, and we had the opportunity to do just that. I guess there's just too much shit in those pipes for Trump has a way of resurfacing, bringing more problems than any solutions. 3. Moving forward, job applications should omit convictions in the background check in the same fashion they should have removed relative job experience in 2016. 4. We should be treating Trump supporters like Nazi supporters. Y'all traded armband for a cap. Y'all are supporting a racist and fascist regime. Y'all deserve a punch in the face. 5. I hope we don't see another devastating hurricane run through that supposed island of floating garbage, because my family would be absolutely fucked. We're gonna need more than paper towels, cabron. Chingate, maga sucia. 6. Maybe we need something worse than a pandemic to remind the masses that we, the people, made the wrong choice, but I doubt it. America likes it rough. Again, I kink shame you eternally. 7. You either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain. Funny how you're becoming the same thing you villainized in World War II. Wish.com Hitler is probably going to lead us into World War III. Maybe we need something ugly to happen here so that we, the people, can never again repeat the same mistakes leading to this moment in history in a similar fashion that Germany distances themselves from Nazism. 8. To any people of color who voted for Trump, I hope you are never on the receiving end of police brutality, because y'all voted for police to have immunity. 9. Lady Liberty is crying her eyes out. Tears flooding the streets throughout America. There are no lifeboats in sight. 10. America's misogyny is too afraid to have a woman president. 11. On the day after the election, my first customer said, "Today's a great day to be an American." Define what it is to be an American other than deplorable. 12. I made it a 12. Can Trump even count to 12? Yet people actually count on him to run this country. 13. Sequels tend to be worse than the original. By the powers of naughtiness, I demand that this particular drop of food poetry to be really, really hot. Let me talk to you about the sex appeal that is barely contained within each chocolate donut stick. I mean, how could something so unappealing looking taste so orgasmic? These things look like semi-hard turds covered in jizz, yet they are leagues better than their traditional ring counterparts. The stiff and cakey texture feels so good when you bite through as you feel the glaze melt on your tongue, giving your taste buds an unrivaled arousal that keeps you fiending for more. This is why they made these into munchkins, because they are the donut equivalents to munchies for a stoner. Hold up 1 sec. Munchkins. Munchies. Fascinating. It seems like the donut world is luring us to eat ball sticks and ringed holes early in life, which pretty makes them the gateway foods that leads us to go-gurt sucking, cucumber sex toys, and coconut oil lube. What can I say? It's the slippery slope. Keep that all in mind the next time you indulge into that sexual chocolate cake stick glazed to money shot perfection. Keep that in mind as you savor every little bit of crumb and glazing while you can. It's not often you can abandon your dietary temptations and allow yourself to run wild and thunders like a stampede powered by lust and desire, chasing the edges of both your hunger and libido. If America runs on Duncan, America also runs on a high sex drive.
They call me the Princess of Torment. I take pleasure in rummaging through your brain, flipping through the folds like files in a cabinet, selecting certain memories, blowing them up in full screen, plugging the auxiliary cord into your temple as the cadence of pain resounds. Say hello to your pain dealer. In this space, you cannot pretend or lie. I know the name of each demon you hold. I know all the stories untold. Torment is part of my name for a reason. Pinning your tongue down on the table for treason. Tears puddle the floor, scratches scattered across the chestnut tabletop. Some may call this demented as I stare directly into your eyes. The fragrance of fear fills the air, gripping your hair, slightly dilated pupils. I notice you're not quite there. Have you ever felt the vibration of pleading? It feeds my needs. This is my game of demonic deeds. Hell's army is here to stay. And ooh, baby, I'm gonna make myself real comfortable in and out of your skull, slide through your muscle and bone like a chef's knife, split your brain in half, make you really think twice. You stood in hell's way, so now we'll use your limbs to add to a shrine. You playing in darkness was in divine timing. Gazing back at you, I finally see the gates of your eyes have opened. Now your story will never be spoken. You died from the memories of those who you have broken.
Choking, frozen, vocal cords, shut together, strained to function when they absorb bleak, abysmal darkness. What good is a voice? What good if it broadcasts the brain's shaky signal, blocks, rejects, ignores the soul, a vital organ? Your sweet beats flutter my lashes. Quiver the folds on your way up, will you? Oh my, how deep can this voice go? From crown to root, as far as the core of this earth. Let's see how conviction can express itself through timber. I am a tree. I am more than the asymmetry of these breasts, swollen with years of auto vengeance. My glow, my gloat, I float a bloated boat in slow lane on my back. I work my arms, they churn, they turn. I burn this body, I burn this thirst. I burst in flames and water, of water. My need, I bleed in a time of extreme creation. I dreamt I birthed a baby. It grew to term in a matter of hours and fell straight out when my water broke. I swiftly cut the belly cord, brought my baby to left breast, and gestured toward the wall where each painting should go as it suckled. In my dream, I was happy and productive. In my dream, I loved myself and what I made. A twig of better use to the dove, were it not for the idea that deliverance arrives in pairs. From Continent Making by Joel M. Toledo. If deliverance arrives in pairs, anguish delivers in threes. If a soul blow happens to one person only, if it happens over and over, does it really happen? The weather of life, the climate of lack, the voracious ache, only water can soothe. The sea's erosion of you, a stone, after your essence shines. What's you and only you remains of life's lava, hardened and shed, calluses smooth, embodying kalima, rife and ripe with newborn skin.